Hello, I'm Baily, and in today's episode, I'm going to be ranking every episode from Series 8 in order from worst to best. Welcome to the Brain of Baily. Okay, so since Doctor Who starts again this Saturday, the 19th of September, I thought I needed to do something to sort of build up its comeback, and I couldn't really be asked to think of anything good, so I just thought I'd rank all the episodes from Season 8 from worst to best. I'm including Last Christmas because that was part of Season 8. And, I have paper, look at that, I have paper because I'm professional. Probably a professional would have had cards or a sort of screen back there. So this is just sort of, just laziness really, isn't it? But, yeah, let's get started. Okay, this is take 2 because I recorded half of this and realised that I didn't press the record button, which, that's fine, don't care. So let's just start with the episodes. In at number 13, we have In the Forest of the Night. Possibly the worst Doctor Who episode for a very, very long time. I didn't like it at all. It was childish, most of the cast were children. It was a bit... it was, I didn't like it. It was a bit boring. There wasn't really much action. The only two sort of action bits was the really shitty CGI tiger and Nelson's column falling down. That was it. No one died. No one died. You can't really kill a caster kid, can you? But it was also impractical because it was in the middle of London. A forest had grown overnight, and that click was shit. But a forest had grown overnight. There was, it's in the middle of London. Where were the people? Where were the crash cars? Where were the dogs? Where was everybody in London? Everyone just thought, oh shit, there's trees everywhere. I'll stay inside today. I'll stay inside. It'll be fine. Bit impractical and a bit sort of shit. And the daughter reappearing at the end, hiding behind the bush. It's just, alright, we get it, everyone lives. Moving on. Number 12, we have Robot of Sherwood. Now, it's at number 12, which is quite high, but it's not that I hated the episode, because there was lots of really good bits in Robot of Sherwood. You had the bits where the Doctor and Clara and Robin were in the prison, and that was I thought that was really funny. But that alone didn't make it a good episode. It made it good in parts, but it was just a bit bland. It was like nothing really happened. I mean, you've got Clara's story, that didn't really move on. You've got the Doctor's story, that didn't really move on. It's just wasn't the great, and yeah, a bit bland. I didn't really like it. Number 11, we have The Caretaker. Again, I didn't hate the episode. There was a lot of good bits. There was a lot of character development with Clara. We saw her in a school. We saw Danny. He saw the Doctor for the first time. All that was introduced. It was, there were a lot of good moments. I liked the Doctor's sort of banter, well I say banter, his sort of hatred of soldiers, so he was just, and hatred of PE teachers, so it just wasn't going in, and it was just really funny, but, again, a bit bland, nothing really happened. The story was a bit meh. It wasn't fantastic. The Skullbox Blitzer looks good, but, it wasn't great. It wasn't. And what would have made it really nice if, like, Ian Chesterton was like maybe the headmaster, or just a cameo role. Just a cameo would have been amazing. And the Doctor should have seen like a picture of Susan on the wall. He should have been walking past, cleaning the pictures, and noticed his granddaughter in like a school photo from ages ago. That would have been brilliant. But it didn't happen. So it's number 11. Number 10, we have Last Christmas. Again, a good episode. I enjoyed Last Christmas. It was sort of a breathe out from the end of Series 8 and Danny and everything. But it was a good concept, but it had been used before. Amy's choice, is it a dream? Is it reality? No shit, they're both dreams. Oh god, what's happening? It was just sort of recycling sort of areas of plot lines, which was a bit, alright, we get it. But I loved Nick Frost as Santa, and I loved the way Stephen Moffat introduced him into the episode. It wasn't just sort of cringeworthy, it was a really good explanation, and it was really good. I enjoyed it quite a lot. But it was obvious that Clara was written to leave in that episode. You've got the big house, which I asked Stephen Moffat in my last video, well, in the magazine, but it was shown in my last video, why Clara had such a big house, and he said it was a grand's house. Then if it's a grand's house, if a grand can afford a massive mansion, why is Clara living in a council flat? It doesn't make sense. So it was always Clara meant to leave, and the way she remembered Danny, he was slightly taller, spoke better. It's like, as you age, you will remember people differently, and that all made sense, and it would have made sense if Clara was leaving as an old woman. It just all made sense for Clara to leave, but no, she didn't leave. So we had to write that ending where she was young again, and yay! Which, was good, because that last scene where the Doctor where Clara kisses the Doctor on the cheek sort of defines their relationship, really, doesn't it? Like, the daughter and the father both as mad as each other. And, you know, it was good. Number 9, Kill the Moon. Again, lots of good parts in it. It wasn't terrible. The moon looked fantastic, didn't it? The moon looked amazing. We saw Capaldi in the spacesuit that has been worn by every Doctor, nearly. And it also showed the impact the Doctor has on people's lives, like the kid that I can't remember. Oh, what was her name? Can't remember her name. That kid that, you know what I mean. Her. Sort of the impact on her life, because the Doctor sort of showed her the universe and then just left. And she sort of just left there like, oh, okay. That's, alright, whatever. And that was really good. But the astronauts, or the miners at the beginning of the episode, the two, I think it was the two male ones, were sort of just there to be killed, weren't they? We didn't know the names. We didn't really get a backstory from any of them. It was just a case of, we need to kill some people off in this episode to make it interesting, so let's kill the two people that we haven't introduced really at all, and then we don't have to touch the main cast, and everything's fine. So that was felt a bit cheaty. The whole moon being an egg thing, you know, I was reading Game of Thrones, and it's like, a little bit ripped off from Game of Thrones, but, you know, who cares? Says Last Christmas. But, yeah, I could have bought the moon in the future being a fake moon. I could have bought that. But the moon laying an egg, hatching into a dragon, and that dragon laying an egg, the same size of the moon in the exact same place, which continues. Again, a bit convenient and a bit, alright, that was tied up in a nice, neat little bow, and it was, alright. But the last scene with the Doctor and Clara, where Clara's having to go at the Doctor, was really sort of good, because we've never really seen something like that before, and it just made everything a bit more interesting and good to watch. Number 8, we have Listen. Listen, for all it was a brilliant episode, it is so overrated. I mean, I love it. It's a great concept. It's scary. Sort of what's that behind you? It's a bit freaky, but Orson, was he needed? Was Orson needed? It was just such a, especially now Clara's not pregnant. It was such a wasted sort of plot that wasn't necessary at all. It just made the episode that would have been nice. Listen would have been nice if it had no attachments to anyone else. Just a Doctor and Clara and Danny. It would have been a nice little parcelled episode. A nod to classic Doctor Who. It would have been lovely, but no, we had to introduce Orson and this weird storyline about his granddad or his grandmother hinting at Clara, and it was all just a bit, oh, we don't need it. It was just wasted, and I didn't really like that part. Orson was not needed. But the fact we went back to the Doctor's past and it was about the Doctor being scared of what's under his bed because of what Clara did was really good, and I enjoyed that. But Clara has had so much influence on the Doctor's time. It's like, so much. She jumped into his time stream and saved the Doctor. She's the reason Gallifrey is still where it is today, because she stopped the Doctor from blowing it up. And she's now the reason the Doctor's a bit freaky, and the reason is a bit freaky, a bit scared of things, and that, therefore, the reason why he goes, and he's such a good man and goes off and finds his adventure and stops bad things happening. Which is so much, which is kind of good, but kind of, alright, we get it, Clara's important. Can we move on? We can move on. In at number 7, we have Into the Dalek, which I love that idea, and there's a few nods to The Invisible Enemy, which is when the Doctor and Romana get shrunk down and put in the Doctor's body, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Doctor's body, and the bit where they're in the water and they're all swimming around in the water and it's all going around in circles, it's kind of nodded to, because when the Doctor and Clara and everyone are put into the ice store, you've got that sort of blue liquid and everyone's walking around it. So that was a really nice nod to The Invisible Enemy. But there was also a lot of parallels to Dalek, like an awful lot of parallels to Dalek. It was sort of good, bad Dalek, one Dalek on its own on a space. It was just a bit, are you a good Dalek? Am I a good Dalek? Oh shit, no, the Doctor's a good Dalek. Oh, it wasn't bad, but the Doctor did have a lot of really good lines, and he came across really alien in that episode. He was really detached from the human race, and I loved that. Like when he saved the woman from, I forgot her name. God. He saved the woman from the ship, and the brother died, and he's sort of that head tilt when he's looking at her. He's just really alien, and it suits him really well, and that I thought was brilliant. Number 6, we have Dark Water, the first part of the Series 8 finale, which is quite high in the list, because I thought I thought the series 8 finale was a little bit overrated. I mean, Dark Water was quite slow, which is always to be expected of a two-parter, especially a season finale two-parter, because you're building things up to a big ending. So it was always, you always knew it was going to be a bit slower than Death in Heaven, but yeah, it just seemed a little bit of a letdown. But saying that, it was still good. I mean, the opening was really shocking. It opened with Danny getting run over, which was, you know, a bit of a jolt, and the fact it pushed Clara to breaking point, and we saw Clara break, and we saw how far she'd go for Danny. That was all really interesting, because we'd never really seen a companion do that before either. We'd never seen a companion break, and then we saw the Doctor sort of care for her, and it shows how much they care for each other, because after all that, they're still going to help each other. And it was really nice. It was really nice, and it just showed how strong their friendship was. So it is at number 6, but it is still a good episode. Number 5, we have Mummy on the Orient Express, which I thought was a pretty fantastic episode. I loved it. I actually watched it at the hotel at a convention, and it was brilliant. It was really well written. The monster looked brilliant. I mean, the mummy looked brilliant. We had a "Are you my mummy" joke, which, you know, is always good. And Gus needs to come back. Don't care how, but his voice was amazing, and the whole sort of idea of him was really good. Isn't this exciting? It was brilliant. I loved it. Great cast. Perkins, Frank Skinner. He was really good as Perkins. And Perkins was a brilliant character, because you really liked him and you want him to come back. And it was just really good. Sort of the engineer of the universe could go around with the Doctor trying to fix shit, and it would be brilliant. But the whole Clara will she won't she sort of plot line story arc was a bit wasted. I mean, the episode before was Kill the Moon, and she was leaving forever. The episode after was Mummy on the Orient Express, and then the end of that episode she decided that she's going to stay with the Doctor forever, so it just seemed it wasn't really necessary. I mean, we get the fact that she now has to balance 2 lives, but that whole arc was a bit underused, I think. And the scientists were bloody useless, weren't they? They had all these scientists from everywhere, including one that looked like Einstein, and the only 2 people that knew what they were doing was the Doctor and Perkins. The rest of them could have just fucking died. Nobody would have noticed if they weren't there. They were a bit useless. It would have been nice to have sort of some interaction with other scientists. But yeah. Number 4, another fantastic episode written by the same person, Flatline. It's a really original concept, and it looked amazing on screen. It looked brilliant. It was really, really good. And the Doctor finally got his "I am the Doctor" moment. A bit late, but when he came out of the TARDIS and he's going, "I name you the Boneless, blah 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 blah. I'm the Doctor. Fuck off." It was really good, and also it evolved the whole story with Clara starting to become too big for boots, which I imagine is going to be a reason why she ends up being killed or leaving. And it was really good, and we got some really great characters. Like, we got Vixia, who's coming back in series 9, and it was just nice, compact sort of story, so kind of Doctor-like, but it works, a Doctor-like episode, because the Doctor was there always. It was always there, just in the TARDIS, just not with Clara, and it was really nice. I enjoyed it, and it was fantastic. Number 3, Death in Heaven. Fantastic. Love Missy. She is the best master ever. She is fantastic. I love her. She got some really great lines, and we got to see more of the Cybermen. We got to hear the Cybermen speak more than just upgrade in progress, which is what we saw in Nightmare in Silver. So that alone brings it to number 3, because we actually got to see the Cybermen with their new voice, and it was brilliant. It was also really emotional with Clara and Danny Pink being dead. But it gave us a lot of shocks, like, is Osgood dead? No, she's not. Or maybe there's, well, I think Osgood is dead, and the one we see in season 9 is the Zygon version. But that's beside the point. And Kate being blown out of the plane. It would have been really nice. Like, when the Doctor jumped and got the TARDIS, why didn't he just go in the TARDIS and get her? Because I really want Kate to see the TARDIS. I really want her to go travelling. Just for a few episodes, I want her to be in the TARDIS. But it was nice, and it was nice to see the Brigadier again, sort of flying off. But I'm not comfortable with the idea that the majority of all the companions are possibly Cybermen and now exploded in the sky. I don't like that idea. I like the idea that they're all nice and peaceful and not Cybermen trying to kill everyone. But yeah. And it also moved on the Doctor Master sort of kind of friendship. It was really interesting, and it opened a lot, and it was good. It was a good episode. It was brilliant. Number 3. That's why it's at number 3. At number 2, we have Deep Breath. Again, fantastic episode. It was a movie size. I saw it at the cinema. It was brilliant. It gave the Doctor lots of wriggle room to breathe. And he was such a different Doctor. Bit of a shock, like when he left Clara. It was fantastic. I loved it. I really loved that episode. Great use of the Paternoster gang being there. Although what I didn't like is Clara's sort of the fact that she couldn't accept the Doctor. I think it was good that she couldn't accept him because it's a big change. Matt Smith was young, she fancied him, it was all that. But then once Vastra sort of had that rant with her, from that point on, I think Clara should have accepted the Doctor who he is and just moved on. But she didn't. She sort of accepted him, and then when Matt Smith called her, she was all, "Oh, you're not the Doctor, I don't know who you are, don't have the gang travel with you." I'm like, make your fucking mind up. Just either fuck off or... That was a spider. Where was I? But just make your mind up and either go or stay. But don't be all this shit. I mean, the Matt Smith scene I kind of enjoyed, but it just felt a bit repetitive. Being, "Oh, I can't travel with you anymore. Oh, only kidding, I can. Oh no, I don't really like you. Just fucking make a decision." And in number 1, we have an episode that I absolutely adore. Time Heist. I love Time Heist. It's such a good story. I love it so much. I mean, it's got its faults. Don't get me wrong. It's got quite a few faults, but it's got a great opening sequence, a pre-title sequence. That's fantastic. It's just all mystery. It's brilliant. It's really fast paced. You're really in there with the story. The monsters looked amazing. Well, I love the teller. The story was good. A bit predictable, but it was still really good. And the characters as well. The characters were so good, and they didn't die, which is a nice thing. Like, they were only there for a reason, and once they'd done their thing, it was very easy to kill them off, and that's what we thought happened when they killed, but they were just being teleported to the other ship, and that was really nice, because if they'd have killed them off, it would have just been a bit like, oh, well, they've done their job now, so they can fuck off. But they weren't, and it was lovely, and I really, really loved it, because it had lots of dark points to it. It had lots of sort of dark areas to it, but there was so much comedy in it. I loved it. And the Doctor, I think, was at his best. I think Capaldi was at his best in Time Heist. I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, that wraps up my Doctor Who Series 8 ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to subscribe, please do so. It would mean a lot. And check out my last episode, which was only really short. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye. The answer I got back from Stephen was, "Well, you missed the critical dialogue which explained Clara spending her grand with..." God, I fucked that up, didn't I?